Okay, I'm redoing the train video that I posted up, or the second update on the train video that I did yesterday. I took it down for obvious reasons. If you didn't pick up on those reasons or notice what they were, then it's something that you don't need to worry about in the first place. So I'm just going to leave that one at that. But pretty much I'm going to be talking about the same thing, just redoing a video. Okay. But before I get into anything else, let me first point your attention to that engine right there. And as I mentioned before, that is an ALP 46 out, if I'm not mistaken. That's what they call them on the New Jersey Transit. Let me take this off the tracks. And here's the fleet that I have. Like I mentioned, this is an engine that costs over $500. This is well, it costs roughly about $500, so it was very expensive, but it's worth it. You know, this is where I put my money into my little hobbies. I don't really spend too much money on too much stuff. It has a cab car. It didn't come with it, but I purchased one just because I wanted to buy out the cab cars that they had there. This is the second cab car that I have for New Jersey Transit. And I bought this because it's always best to have more than one. So I decided to buy two cab cars. But I think I got an idea what I'm going to do with the second one. These engines are electric locomotives. These don't run off of diesel. This is just strictly electric. I believe they're very powerful, if I'm not mistaken. And if this here comes up, I'm not going to chance with that and risk messing it up. But pretty much this is how it works. And they pretty much draw the electricity from up top with these cables here, and the locomotive gets powered and pretty much powers the train cars, because the train cars are push and pull. Now this is old scale, and I'm still trying to find out whether I can get a proper track layout. As you can see, there's a little man in the inside, very detailed. I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to have an engine like this. This was made by, I believe, by MTH, and you might still be able to get a few of them. So it's not impossible, but you just got to make sure you have money to buy it. Now these are the other cab cars. Of course, this is from the first video that I did on the trains, and this is Metro North, and this is a by the way, this is a three-rail car. This is a three-rail train. All of these are three-rail except for this one right here. The problem that I'm having with this Metro North cab car is that I have a three-rail coach car to go with this, but the problem are the couplers here. This has a smaller coupler from this. The three-rail has the larger coupler, which that coach car that I have from Metro North, I don't currently have it out now. Apparently doesn't fit this size. So what I think I'm going to do is let me just flip it upside down to show you. I think I know a guy that can actually replace the coupler. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the coupler on the on this side of the train car, because the back coupler is not going to really matter, because that's the cab, so I don't want that to be facing. So I'm going to replace this coupler and have a three-rail coupler put on there, pretty much to sum that up so I can run it. I don't really care too much if the cab car lights up. You know, I pretty much want to be able to run it with a train set. So I'm going to see if I can get someone to convert it. Of course, they got people inside of them. And these are all old scale. These were made by Atlas. And these are the Metro North and New Jersey Transit cab cars. And this is the New Jersey Transit coach car, which I'll push it up a little something so you can get a better look at this. Still trying to find a proper trains or proper spacing so I can run these. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of track I want to buy, but I'm going to probably start off with a train set for the HO scale before anything else. Now, one of these cab cars I did manage to get just yesterday, and I believe that's this one right here. This one here, I managed to purchase this over the summer of 2011. I haven't done a video on it because I wanted to get my hands on a few more things. So I managed to buy this around the same time I bought this. As a matter of fact, I didn't get this yesterday. Sorry about that. I got this Saturday and I got this on Monday. It is Wednesday now. So yeah, I purchased this Monday. Now I was supposed to have this on Saturday along with this cab car and the coach car. So these two were purchased on the same day last Saturday. The issue that had arisen when I went to purchase this, when I got home and opened up the box, it wasn't this locomotive that was in here. It was actually this one. And I'm going to get to these in a second, but pretty much what was the complication was I had one of these before, and it was pretty much a dummy locomotive. It wasn't a power engine that can push and pull, and this is electric as well. So what I told the guy when I went down there that I was going to buy the dummy locomotive so I can at least have one of these in my collection, and if he came across one that was a power engine, then I was going to swap it out and pay off the difference when it came down to that. So when I went there and got this, I was very disappointed when this was in there, but now when I thought about it, I actually was able to kill two birds with one stone, because I was able to pay off the difference, come home with this, and still get this. Of course, it was 2 days later, which I was disappointed in that, but you know, nevertheless, I have quite a bit of exclusive stuff. So this is ALP 44, and this is an electric locomotive as well. Strictly electric, no diesel. With this, they draw power from up above, and I believe the real ones that New Jersey Transit runs also have a third rail shoe. If I'm not mistaken. And you can see this has doors that open up, so it's very detailed. It even has little men on the inside. Let's see if I can. Yep. And they just so happen to have, hold on, a brother operating the train. Well, that tells you that brothers can also be put to good use. Well, this here I managed to purchase, and this is an FL9. This is a new, pretty much a New Haven. This runs, well, it used to run for Metro North. This is not a very detailed engine. I bought this from, Lionel. But this is the closest thing that I can get for the Metro North. So, I mean, this is a power engine, and it came with a pair. One is a power and another is a dummy. I have the dummy put away right now because I currently don't need both of them out right now because they take up a bit of space. So I'm just going to show you the back of it. And it's not that detailed, but it's a locomotive nevertheless. So, I mean, it's something that I can try to run the Metro North on. Now, the next one that I'm pointing to here, this is a F40PH diesel. This is also New Jersey Transit. Now, both of these engines here come from MTH. That's the company that makes it. And of course, you can see that this is very detailed. I don't think this runs on electric, but I know this is definitely diesel. I've never seen them run these in the Penn Station or any areas where you have tunnels or whatever. And pretty much you see that there's men inside of this here. Now, this engine, I bought this in a set. And this came with a set of these train cars right here. Let me just move this out of the way. And I'll show you that, as a matter of fact, right now. These train cars are BiLevel train cars. O scale, of course, 3-rail. All of this is 3-rail stuff. You can get a quick look. And pretty much the problem that with this is that these came with 4 train cars and a locomotive, but there's no cab car that comes with this. Now, this is not the original BiLevel trains that New Jersey Transit run. New Jersey Transit has its own fleet of BiLevel trains, which I don't know if they have those out for any for sale or for as train models are concerned. So what I pretty much think I'm gonna do, since I don't have a cab car and I got 2 Comet cab cars for the regular or the 1-level trains, I'm probably gonna use one of these if I ever set up a train set and use one of these as the cab car for this. This came with 4 train cars. I only got 2 of them out right now because they are very large and just take up a lot of space. And you can see there's people inside of it. There's chairs inside of them. Everything that you would see inside of the train is actually inside of these cars. So as you can see, it's a fairly detailed model. So like I said, I'm still working on a couple of other things that I'm trying to put together. And once again, last but not least, I'm going to show you what I have here. And I was taking a look at some YouTube video clips of trains in California or whatever, and I pretty much seen that they have their own set of BiLevel trains. Like I said, these train cars that you see here, this is just a larger size. This is O scale, and these are HO scale. The places that run these trains are Canada. Well, not this exact train, but these type of cars. You'll see Canada that runs them, California, and I even think certain parts of Florida runs them. I know Amtrak has a fleet of these locomotives. Definitely California. This is Metrolink. The one thing I must say that I do love about this HO scale is that they are very, very detailed. The engine comes with a lot of detail onto it. You can see the vents. You can see the trucks underneath it. The door in the back of it. None of the doors open, but it's good enough nevertheless. The little lighting in the back. So this is these are made out of plastic, of course, but it has a nice amount of weight to it. The cab cars, which I absolutely love, which makes the train all the more, that much more exciting to look at. As you can see, it's very detailed. Now, I purchased this down from a store, but I'll tell you where I purchased these from in a minute. But let me just finish showing you the tutorial. And then I have, this is Metrolink, and then I have the Cal train, which I'm going to pull that out right here. And what I think I'm going to do is buy another set, because these all came, this came with 3 train cars and a locomotive. And I think what I'm going to do is just buy a set altogether. Or buy a set of each, of one more Caltrain set and one more Metrolink set, so I can have a fleet of at least 6 train cars that I can run. Once again, the engine is very detailed. You can see the fans, you can see a ton of stuff that it has, and the cab car, which makes it that much, which is pretty much like the icing on the cake. You can see the bell on top of it. It's pretty much the same thing as Metrolink, it's just a different paint scheme, so I'm not going to pull it out. So I'm going to put this locomotive back over here. And I'll probably start with these with the HO scale first. Now, of course, these were in my original video that I did, the Metro North. I'm not exactly sure the name of this locomotive. This is definitely a Metro North. I think New Jersey Transit might even use some of those as well. I've seen a couple of video clips. This is Santa Fe, and this is a Dash locomotive. I think this is a Dash 9. This is also the very same locomotive that was used in the movie Unstoppable. I tried to put the railing and stuff like that on there the best that I could, but I'm not that good at this stuff, and the ones that I tried to apply to the side simply didn't work, and I believe I have to glue this piece on because it comes off, so I just haven't gotten to it yet. And then, of course, last but not least, the original classic P42 Genesis. And this is a Metro North locomotive. This is a diesel. This is a dual diesel and electric locomotive. This is made out of brass. There was only 31 of these made, and I'm one of the few lucky people that actually owns one of these engines. At the time, I paid about $800 for it. It's worth a whole lot more now. I can probably get well around $10,000 for it if I wanted to, but this is not for sale. Now, these, I managed to purchase these at a train store called Red Caboose. Even the New Jersey Transit locomotives, the electric and the diesel, these were all purchased from a store called Red Caboose on 46th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue in Manhattan, New York. Even the ALP 46, this is all purchased from Red Caboose. Even these cab cars that I have here, and the coach car from Atlas, these were all purchased from Red Caboose train store. Like I said, this all came in one set. The only thing that I purchased from a different store was the pair of these locomotives here, the FL9s, and this was from Trains World in Brooklyn. Now, some people did give me some advice and tell me to check that store out down in Brooklyn. I took the chance and did that. The only thing about them is that they mainly carry a lot of freight train stuff. They do, well, but they do have a couple of things. They actually have the same Metrolink and the Caltrain at HO scale, and it was a little bit cheaper, so I probably should have checked out over there before I purchased them, but I just had to get my hands on it while it was still hot because I know these items will be gone soon enough. But if you want to check out any places as far as if you're into the type of hobbies, you can always go down to Red Cabot's Hobbies, and that's on 45th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue, Manhattan, New York. The guy really has a lot of stuff in there, and he pretty much knows what he's talking about. But let me just give you a final look at everything here. And like I said, this is pretty much it. Sorry I had to take down the other video. I had to take it down for obvious reasons. Like I said, I'm not going to state those reasons, but it's pretty much the same tutorial that I gave you in the last video. So whether you like it or not, hey, just trying to give you a brief description. Thanks for watching.